Hi, hello my dear students. Welcome to my video lecture class. Right, up to now I uploaded video lectures on the chapter Magnetic Effect of Current. Dear student, in this chapter already I discussed about the most important rule, Biot-Savart's law, most important law, Biot-Savart's law, and derivation of Biot-Savart's law I discussed, vector form of Biot-Savart's law I discussed. Now I am going to discuss applications of Biot-Savart's law. This is very important. Applications of Biot-Savart's law. The chapter magnetic effect of current. Magnetic effect of current. Today I am going to discuss applications of Biot-Savart's law. Applications of Biot-Savart's law. So, application number 1. First application. By using Biot-Savart's law, derive an expression for magnetic field. By using Biot-Savart's law, derive an expression for magnetic field due to a long straight current carrying conductor. Okay. Application number 1. By using Biot-Savart's law, derive an expression for magnetic field due to a long straight current carrying conductor. Okay, this is application number 1 in Biot-Savart's law. Dear student, this application is very important for the board as well as NEET point of view. So now observe carefully. By using Biot-Savart's law, how can I derive an expression for magnetic field due to a long straight current carrying conductor? Right. So let us consider long straight wire. So this is a long straight wire. Okay. So long straight wire. Straight wire A comma B is a long straight wire. So some I be the current passing through this wire. I be the current passing through this wire. Let I be the current passing through this wire like this. I be the current passing through this long straight current carrying wire. So now you know already, according to Oersted, every current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. Am I right? Current carrying conductor must produces magnetic field. So it produces magnetic field. That magnetic field is acting at a point. For example, here is a one point. At this point, magnetic field is acting due to this current carrying wire. Well, to continuing my lecture on the topic applications of Biot-Savart's law, application number 1. So observe carefully. Here it is a long straight current carrying wire. I be the current passing through this wire. Every current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. So this current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. That magnetic field is acting on point P. If you consider any point, magnetic field is acting. So observe carefully. First step is just step 1. Draw imaginary line from fixed ends. draw imaginary line. Draw a imaginary line from fixed ends. Okay, so this is some fixed end. And draw imaginary line. Okay, and draw a perpendicular line. Draw a perpendicular line. Draw a perpendicular line. So draw a perpendicular line. So here step 1, draw an imaginary line from fixed ends of straight wire. Draw imaginary line from fixed ends of straight wire to a point P. So that is step 1. Step 2, draw a perpendicular line from straight wire to point P. Okay, draw a perpendicular line from straight wire to point P. So this is called perpendicular distance. What is this? Perpendicular distance. This perpendicular distance I assume has some D. Okay, so this is a perpendicular distance. Okay, and here let us consider this is a long wire now. For this wire I consider small element of length dl. Dear student, we can't able to find for length. Due to this whole length of wire magnetic field we can't able to find. So that's why I consider small element of length. So let us consider a small element of length. This is a small element of length dl. Small element of length dl. So from this dl, draw a line. So draw a line to this point. This is what here? Position vector r bar. This is a position vector r bar. A distance from this dl to this point. Let us consider this is some q. This is some O. Okay. Distance from Q to O. Distance from small element of length dl to point O. Consider this is L. This is a L. And here angles are important. Here, so this imaginary line to this perpendicular distance. We move from here to here. So this is angle phi 1. Angle phi 1. And here to here, this is angle phi 2. How to locate angles here? So angles are drawn from imaginary line to perpendicular line. Imaginary line to perpendicular line. So this is angle phi 1, this is angle phi 2. And here, this is an angle. This is an angle theta. This is an angle theta. Okay. So this is an angle theta. This angle is called theta. Okay. So this is an angle theta. So sorry, extremely sorry. Generally, angle between dl bar cross r bar is indicated with an angle theta. So this is an angle theta, and this angle is I consider as, I assume as phi. This angle I consider as phi. Okay. So this is a diagram. Again I will recapitulate. I will explain again. Observe carefully. Let us consider straight wire AB. I be the current passing through this wire. Every current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. Some current is passing through the conductor means definitely it will produce magnetic field. That magnetic field is acting on point P. That magnetic field we need to find. Magnetic field acting on point P we need to find. How to find that? First step 1. Draw an imaginary line from fixed ends of straight wire to point B. So first one draw from straight wire to point B. Next, draw a perpendicular line from straight wire to point B. Straight wire to point B. Draw a perpendicular line. Okay. So perpendicular line. Next, step 3. Step 3. So next, locate an angles. Locate an angles. Locate an angles. Locate an angles between imaginary line. Between imaginary line. Between imaginary line and perpendicular line. So this imaginary line and perpendicular line, locate an angles. So okay, those are pi 1 and pi 2. Here pi 1 and pi 2 angles direction must consider opposite direction. Opposite direction. Then only Biot-Savart's law is valid. Okay. Step 1. Draw a imaginary line from fixed end to point P. Fixed end to point B. Draw two imaginary lines from fixed end to point B. Next, step 2. Draw a perpendicular line from straight wire to point P. Draw a perpendicular line from straight wire to point P. Next, step 3. Locate an angles. Locate an angles. Locate an angles. Here pi 1 and pi 2. Locate an angles between imaginary lines and perpendicular line. Imaginary lines and perpendicular line. This is a perpendicular line. These are imaginary lines. We got pi 1 and pi 2. Here pi 1 and pi 2 angles direction must consider opposite direction. Then only Biot-Savart's law is valid. This is very very important. Pi 1, pi 2 angles direction must consider opposite direction. Then only Biot-Savart's law is valid. Here observe carefully. This is a direction of pi 1. So this is a clockwise direction. Here it is a direction of pi 2. This is a clockwise direction, this is anti-clockwise direction. Am I right? So both angles direction is opposite direction. So here pi 1 direction is upward, pi 2 direction is downward. Clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay, these are the steps. Next here 3 steps completed. By using this, how to find magnetic field at point P? So you know Biot-Savart's law. According to Biot-Savart's law, dV is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into ideal sin theta by r square. So dV is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into ideal sin theta by r square. This is Biot-Savart's law. Biot-Savart's law formula. So observe carefully here. Well, according to Biot-Savart's law, dV is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into ideal sin theta by r square. Ideal sin theta by r square. Here theta is angle between dl bar comma r bar. Theta is an angle between dl bar and r bar. Here theta is angle between dl bar and r bar. So next, so observe carefully here. So here it is an angle. Here definitely this angle is 90 degrees because we drawn perpendicular line. So from triangle QOP, from triangle QOP 90 degrees plus theta plus pi is equal to 180 degrees. So here in this QOP triangle, this is theta and here 90, here pi. Okay. Sum of all angles in the triangle is equal to 180 degrees. You know already. That means theta is equal to 90 minus 180 minus 90. Theta plus pi plus theta is equal to 180 minus 90. That is equal to 90 degrees. Then theta is equal to 90 minus pi. Theta is equal to, we got 90 minus pi. So theta value we got 90 minus pi. And one more thing, we need to find R value and DL value. So here from triangle QOP, from the triangle, this distance is here L, distance from O to Q. Let us assume distance from O to Q is L. So then from that tan pi is equal to here opposite side by adjacent side. Opposite side is what? L. Adjacent side is what? D. L by D. Okay. So L by D. From that L is equal to tan phi into D. L is equal to tan phi into D. Okay. So from this DL is equal to differentiation on both sides. DL is equal to D is constant. D by differentiation of tan phi is secant square pi, and the differentiation of pi is d phi. So please observe carefully here. Tan pi is equal to L by D, opposite side by adjacent side. L is equal to tan phi into D. Here DL differentiating on both sides. DL is equal to D is constant D. Differentiation of tan pi is secant square pi. Differentiation of pi is d phi. So DL is equal to D into secant square pi into d phi. So DL value we got. Theta value we got. Next R value. How to find R value here? So observe carefully. Cos pi is equal to from triangle QOP, cos pi is equal to cos pi means adjacent side by hypotenuse, that means d by r. Then r is equal to d by cos pi, that is nothing but d into secant pi. R is equal to d into secant pi. So these values are very, very important. So just take Biot-Savart's law. So in this Biot-Savart's law, we want DL value, we want sin theta value, we want R value. Those values we are already find. Theta is equal to 90 minus pi, and DL is equal to d into secant square pi into d phi, and R is equal to d into secant pi. So from this, here, so DL value we got, R value we got, theta value we got. Okay. Theta value we got. So these three values we are substituting here in this equation. Okay. So what is we got here? DL is equal to d into secant square pi into d pi, and theta is equal to 90 minus pi. R is equal to d secant pi. So this we got here. So here so these values we got here. So here dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into I into dl, capital I into dl, sin theta by r square. This is a dB value. Then here substitute these values, mu naught by 4 pi into current, electric current I. dl value is d into secant square pi into d phi. Next, sin theta means sin of theta value is what? 90 minus pi. 90 minus pi by r value is d secant pi whole square. So these values are substituted in this. We got here mu naught I by 4 pi into d into secant square pi into sin of 90 minus pi. Sin of 90 minus pi is cos pi. You know already. Sin of 90 minus pi is cos pi. Cos pi into here d phi by d square secant square pi. Here secant square pi cancel. D square cancel. So finally we got here mu naught I by 4 pi d. Mu naught I by 4 pi d into cos pi into d phi. Cos pi into d phi. This is a dB value. We got this is a dB value. This is Biot-Savart's law. Okay, according to Biot-Savart's law. According to Biot-Savart's law. Okay, according to Biot-Savart's law, this. So we got these all values. We have substituted this in this equation. We got dV is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi d into cos pi into d phi. So we need to find total magnetic field. How we will get total magnetic field? Integration of dB, my dear students. For a long straight wire, first we need to find small dB values. If you know small dB, we are integrating that small dB, will get total magnetic field. Total magnetic field is equal to integration of dB. Integration of dB. And the limits here. Limits are here pi 1 and pi 2 are limits. But these two angles are opposite direction. You know already. Pi 1 is upward direction like this. This is a pi 1 angle. And here it is pi 2 is down. This is in this direction. Here pi 1 and pi 2 both are opposite direction. That's why limits are minus pi 1 to minus pi 2. Limits are minus pi 1 to minus pi 2. Why we are taking minus here? These are opposite angles. That's why I am taking minus. Limits are pi 1 to pi 2. So pi 1 to pi 2 dB. So from this we substitute dB value, then we'll get that. We substitute dB value, we'll get it here. So what we got here? What we got? dB is equal to, B is equal to integration of dB. Limits are minus pi 1 to pi 2. Integral minus pi 1 to pi 2. What is dB value? Already we got mu naught I by 4 pi d into cos pi into d phi. This is the dB value we got. Here mu naught I by 4 pi d constant. Mu naught I by 4 pi d is constant. Mu naught I by 4 pi d value is constant. That's why I was taken out. So what is left here? Minus pi 1 to pi 2. Integral minus pi 1 to pi 2. Cos pi into d phi. Cos pi into d phi. Next, mu naught I by 4 pi d. Mu naught I by 4 pi d into integral cos pi means sin pi. Sin pi. Limits are minus pi 1 to pi 2. Integration of cos pi is equal to integral sin pi into d phi is equal to minus cos pi. Integral cos pi into d phi is equal to sin pi. Okay, these two formulas are important. Okay, integral sin pi into d phi is equal to minus cos pi. Integral cos pi into d phi we can write sin pi. So here limits we can substitute. We got mu naught I by 4 pi d. First we will substitute upper limit, then minus lower limit we will apply. Sin pi 2 minus sin of, here differentiating with respect to pi. Here differentiating with respect to pi. That's why instead of pi, we'll substitute upper limit after lower limit. So instead of pi, I substitute upper limit sin pi 2 minus lower limit sin of, instead of pi we substitute minus pi 1, minus pi 1. So upper limit minus lower limit. So what we got from this, you know already, sin of minus theta, sin of minus pi is nothing but, you know already, sin of minus theta is equal to sin of minus theta, sin of minus theta is equal to minus sin theta, cos of minus theta is equal to cos theta. You know already these two formulas. Here sin of minus pi 1 is there. Sin of minus pi 1 means minus sin pi. So from this finally we will get B is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi d into sin pi 2 plus sin pi 1. Okay, so sin pi 1. So this is a main important formula. So this is a main important formula. So I will write one more time here. I will write one more time here. Observe carefully. B is equal to what we got? Magnetic field due to long straight current carrying conductor, general formula B is equal to, we got mu naught I by 4 pi d into sin pi 1 plus sin pi 2, sin pi 1 plus sin pi 2. Okay, so sin pi 1 plus sin pi 2. So this is important. So this formula is very, very important. This is the derivation of magnetic field due to long straight current carrying conductor. By using Biot-Savart's law, so we derive this. This formula is very, very important. This formula is we are using while solving numerical. This formula we are using. So please memorize this formula and read this formula. So by using this formula we are solving numericals. So I hope all of you understood this derivation, and we will discuss few more details regarding this Biot-Savart's law and applications of Biot-Savart's law in further lectures. So thank you for watching my lecture. Thank you so much. So please revise concepts regularly. All the very best.